Greetings and welcome. This is Rajiv Makni on the Gadget 360 show, and boy, do I have an incredible lineup of awesome tech for you. We'll start off with a camera, a mirrorless camera from Sony, the Sony A7S III mirrorless camera. One of the most powerful mirrorless cameras I've tried in a very long time. It can record 4K full frame, 120 frames per second, 10-bit footage. This may seem like jargon to most, but believe me, this is quite a feat. Then dynamic range equal to that of cinema cameras, and it comes with a much improved color science. And we'll take you through a complete review and even give you a few demos. Then the Whirlpool W Series 665L refrigerator. This is luxury and tech built into a refrigerator. Comes with a very intuitive, award-winning design, 6 different temperature presets, smart airflow to make sure uniformity in temperature is maintained, and boy, does it look like $1 million. Then we'll move on to another great piece of tech, but this time for your wrist, the Garmin Venue 2. This is meant for the city lifestyle kind of fitness. Beautiful OLED display. Love the way that Garmin has really built the display very well. Works like a smartwatch with the fitness tracking prowess of Garmin, everything that Garmin does. Huge number of extremely accurate sensors and great battery life. We really enjoyed using this one. And we'll end it all with the Portronics Pure Sound soundbar. Comes with 4 different input methods. Great punchy bass, very nice crystal clear sound. We really pumped and bumped it up. So no distortion even at pretty high levels. And price, real bang for buck, priced at $3,499. That and a whole lot more happening on the Gadget 360 show. Let's get started right now.
Rockstar is coming out with a new story content for the huge world of GTA Online. This is going to be one of the biggest updates so far to GTA Online with new story-focused missions. This new update will bring back Franklin Clinton, one of the main leads in GTA 5's story, along with the musician Dr. Dre being added as a character for the missions. The update will also bring new music to all the in-game radio stations, including some unreleased tracks by Dr. Dre. The update will arrive on December 15th. Through an open letter released on Thursday, Oppo Chief Product Officer and OnePlus founder Pete Lau announced that Oppo's first foldable smartphone, the Oppo Find N, is under development. From the teaser, it looks like the phone will come with a rounded metal design with 2 OLED displays, one on the front and another that unfolds with the phone, much like Samsung's Z Fold 3. Further details will be revealed on December 15th.
Our top story today is a Sony mirrorless camera. Now, mirrorless cameras as a category are really on the move. You get pretty much everything you want from those big cameras, and small cameras much more portable. This is the Sony A7S III. Comes with an excellent ergonomic design, like I said. Very easy to hold, good grip. Has a fully articulating screen, 12 megapixel sensor that can record 4K full frame, 120 frames per second, 10-bit footage, and we'll show you demos of that. Has 13 stops of dynamic range, which is as much as a cinema camera, and that is a very big deal. Comes with a much better color science than previous Sony cameras. Amazing with low light videos. It's priced at about $3,34,990. Let's take a look.
No product is ever perfect, but some products are brilliant enough that when you put them in a certain context, they seem perfect. And that is the story for the Sony A7S III, a mirrorless camera revered and appreciated by every creator and YouTuber. And this is our 1 year later review of it. Starting with the basics, the A7S III gets the design absolutely spot on with its ergonomics. This has always been Sony's design language, a straight-edged body with a curvy leathery textured grip. This camera also came with a fully articulating screen, much to the celebration of most individual creators. All of the dials, knobs, custom buttons are easily accessible and become intuitive given time. The right side houses the dual card slots which accept both CF Express A cards and SD cards as well. The left side has flaps covering the USB-C port, the mic jack, the headphone jack for audio monitoring, and a full-size HDMI port for external recording and connection to bigger monitors. The USB-C port can be used for both data transfer and charging the camera as well. Coming to the sensor up front, it is a 12 megapixel full-frame sensor, and this sensor has aged well. The camera can record 4K full-frame 10-bit footage at a frame rate of up to 120 fps. This is made possible by the small megapixel count as it results in less work for the image processor, which further helps in preventing the camera from heating up. As a result, the camera has never overheated no matter how long we continue to record 4K 120 FPS footage out of it. The camera also offers up to 13 stops of dynamic range, meaning more detailed highlights and shadows when the user edits the footage. And 13 stops is pretty much equal to what super expensive cinema cameras offer. This comes in especially helpful when the user is color grading footage recorded in S-Log2 or S-Log3 picture profiles. With better dynamic range, the user can manipulate the light much more independently, and the 10-bit format helps them in easily grading the footage in the colors that suit their creativity. However, the users who want to use the footage straight out of the camera without needing to grade it are safe with the A7S III. One of the major improvements brought to all Sony cameras with this one is better color science. Recording footage in the S-Cinetone picture profile brings amazing cinematic colors to the footage being recorded. The colors have been brought over from the premium top-of-the-line Venice cinema cameras from Sony. Priced above $40,000. When it comes to stabilization, the A7S III does not lack there too. The in-body image stabilization works well, enough to make this an ideal run and gun camera. And Sony's autofocus still remains top of the line, making this camera an absolute pleasure to use for individual creators. And another great thing enabled by 12 megapixels is great low light performance. With minimal light, the camera shines with the footage that it can record in low light situations. But what lacks with a low megapixel count is photography, as it needs higher megapixel counts for better sharpness. And in that regard, for the most part, unless one pixel peeps, the differences found by most people between photos from this camera and some other camera with a higher megapixel count are minimal. Coming back to the line we started this segment with, the Sony A7S III is not a perfect camera. Mostly because of the fact that the pictures are only good enough and a bit far from perfect. But then this camera was never meant to be the perfect do-it-all camera. It was always meant to be the perfect mirrorless camera for videos. And when that is added as a context, the Sony A7S III makes a big case for perfection. And that comes at a premium price of Rs 3,34,990. Even a year later, this is an easy recommendation for creators, individual filmmakers, YouTubers who want a big upgrade when it comes to their camera, even at that price.
Now let's move on to something we all truly enjoyed using, and that is the Whirlpool W Series 665L refrigerator. This is luxury and technology built into the refrigerator. First, let's start off with what it looks like from the outside. This is incredible. It's a design award winner. It's a fantastic looking one. Comes with a very intuitive 4-door format, water and ice dispenser for quick access, shelves made with toughened glass, easily switchable without removing the contents that you've placed over it. Edgy, aesthetically pleasing design, won the IF Design Award for 2021. Now inside is the real tech. 6 different temperature presets that ensure maximum moisture preservation and that everything you put in it in their own compartments remains very, very fresh. And then it prevents bacteria buildup and a whole lot more. Priced at about 1,67,900 rupees. Here then is our full review. Let's get that refrigerator open.
Whirlpool for the longest time has been at the center of innovation when it comes to home appliances. And the years of trust, experience, research and development culminate in the premium and luxurious products we see today. And one of the latest ones to show this is Whirlpool's W Series 665L refrigerator. Award-winning design, smart intuitive technology inside, and intelligent features are what define this luxurious appliance. And today, we break down just how great it actually is. Starting with the design, the 665L comes with an intuitive 4-door format. The 2 compartments on the top are meant to be used as refrigerators, as it is usually accessed multiple times during the day, while the 2 on the bottom are meant to be used as freezers, as access to it is not needed as much throughout the day. And further along the lines of access, the water and ice dispenser is located on the exterior of the fridge underneath the smart display. The display enables the users to easily configure different settings of the refrigerator. There is also a quick access door through which a user can easily get their drinks and snacks without having to open the entire door. The shelves inside the fridge are made out of toughened glass. They are easily flippable, so one can switch them out without needing to remove the contents placed over them. There is also a pull-out shelf meant to take out the contents placed further up at the back of the shelf easily. And all of these smart design choices are enclosed within an extremely beautiful dark grey metal finish casing. The design and details are edgy, straight and aesthetically pleasing. And as a result of all this refrigerator has won the IF Design Award for 2021. Internally, there is a bunch of tech at work to make the fridge smarter and more intuitive. Remember the 4 different compartments? Despite the default settings, the user can easily configure the temperature of any of the compartments to suit their use case. There are 6 different temperature presets to choose from for any compartment, which provides an environment suitable to specific food items stored in a compartment by the user. The airflow inside the fridge is maintained smartly. It ensures maximum moisture preservation in food items and makes sure everything remains fresh. It automatically detects the variations of temperature and maintains a uniform temperature throughout the fridge. The ozonizer tech inside the fridge prevents odor and bacteria buildup anywhere in the fridge. The 665L is intuitive with both its design and technology. It is built with solely the user in mind, meant to be an appliance that works around the user, and combining that with the luxurious award-winning design, you get a banger of a product. And for the price of 1,67,900, it comes at a premium. But a premium, well worth it.
Next up is a smartwatch we really enjoyed using. The Garmin Venue 2 comes with a much more understated design when compared to other Garmin products. I mean, Garmin does great smartwatches, fitness watches, but this has design as I think its first element. Straps can be switched out very easily, comes with a bright and very sharp OLED touchscreen. Simple intuitive UI, comes with every sensor you will ever need, and then of course that awesome Garmin overall ecosystem and app and everything else. And what we really liked, and I always say, is if a smartwatch or a fitness band does not have accurate sensors, then it's of no use. This has very accurate sensors with deep and insightful data tracking. Battery lasts 11 days with 24/7 tracking enabled, meant for city lifestyle rather than adventure. So this is something that we all need if you're not going out for an adventure. Priced at about 37,990.
While most Garmin products are focused on the lifestyle based around running, hiking and adventure, the one we have today is a little different. This is the Garmin Venue 2, a product more focused on city lifestyle. Here's how. The first hint of this is in the design. The Venue 2 goes for a much more understated look. It is slimmer and maintains a low profile. It has a metal ring around the display with silicone straps, which are very easy to switch out and change. The right side of the 45mm dial has 2 pushers and the left has none. That's because rather than being used via just the pushers around the dial, this one has a touch-based OS much like a common smartwatch. The front has a beautiful and bright OLED screen which gets bright enough to be used under the sun and is extremely sharp with its resolution. The UI that appears on it is rather simple and intuitive. Swiping right shows a widget of the user's choosing. Swiping up or down shows all of the activity and wellness stats from the day. Pressing the first pusher leads to a screen for starting a timed activity. Long pressing it opens up shortcuts to apps and various settings. The lower pusher acts as a back button for the UI when pressed once and opens the settings menu on the watch when held down. The watch connects with any smartphone through the Garmin Connect app. All notifications are delivered to the watch with a tight vibration. A huge number of apps and watch faces can be downloaded to the watch through the Connect IQ Store app on the smartphone, which includes widely used apps like Spotify. But it does lack things like a mic or a speaker, which disable it from being used for calls. It has every sensor one could ask for on a watch, a GPS and GLONASS tracker for accurate satellite positioning, a barometric altimeter for elevation tracking, a gyroscope and accelerometer for motion tracking, a thermometer, a heart rate sensor as accurate as a chest strap, and a pulse oximeter. All of them are accurate and excellent for 24/7 tracking of all activities. The data tracked is deep and insightful when it comes to heart rate, sleep, respiration rate, and much more. And with all of the 24/7 fitness and activity training enabled, the watch has an incredible battery life lasting for 11 days straight. The Garmin Venue 2 gets the city life right by merging the smartness of a traditional smartwatch, although with the lack of some features, and activity tracking and GPS positioning prowess of all of the other Garmin products. And with the price of 37,990 rupees, it does not get as expensive as all of the more adventure-focused Garmin products. This makes it an excellent choice for a buyer who's looking for an excellent fitness-first smartwatch who does not need the advanced athlete-oriented fitness features.
Let's take a quick break right now, and we come back. Lots more happening on the Gadget 360 show. And we'll round it all off with the Portronics Pure Sound soundbar. This is a budget soundbar made entirely out of plastic. So aesthetics, it's nice looking, but not the most luxurious of products. But the rest of it is actually real bang for buck. Comes with 4 different input modes, but lacks HDMI ARC input. Can connect with phones through Bluetooth 5.0. Small and resourceful little remote. Works well. Also comes with FM radio. But I think it's the sound that we really liked. Sound has a nice punchy bass to it. Shines with clarity and volume. Even when we kind of maxed out the volume, we thought it'll distort very easily. It didn't. But I think the price is really the best part. It's priced at 3,499.
Soundbars have gained a lot more prominence recently, and whenever that happens for a product in a price-sensitive market like India, bang-for-buck products start coming in from all directions. And the Portronics Pure Sound 1 is an attempt at that bang-for-buck product. Is it any good? Let's find out. The Pure Sound 1 sports a practical design made out of plastic and metal mesh. The finish around the soundbar is unfortunately glossy, which makes it prone to scratches and fingerprints. The metal mesh covers the front, and on the right side are buttons for switching the soundbar on or off, controlling the volume and changing the input. The bottom has grippy feet which prevent it from moving due to the vibrations of the sound. There are 4 different input modes to choose from. Aux input through the 3.5mm jack, an optical input port, a port for the USB pen drive, along with Bluetooth 5.0 for streaming music or content from a phone or a smart TV. There is no HDMI ARC port. The remote can also be used to cycle through input modes apart from the buttons on the right side. The remote can also be used to control the volume of the soundbar, cycling through EQ presets, and also controlling the bass or treble if the user has a very particular sound preference. The remote is also used to cycle through radio frequencies in case the user wants to listen to FM radio. When it comes to sound, the Pure Sound 1 is decent, to say the least. It shines when we talk about clarity and volume, and the bass is punchy and strong. What has to be appreciated is the complete lack of distortion when volume is maxed out. And with that set at max volume, the soundbar can easily create a good enough soundstage for a mid-size room. The Pure Sound 1 provides great sound with a good and small remote and 4 different input options while lacking HDMI. And for the price of 3,499, it will make a great choice for users looking to buy a great sounding soundbar and do not care for the lack of an HDMI port. A great attempt at a bang for buck product from Portronics.
That then was the Gadget 360 show with me, Rajiv Makhni. As always, we are now coming down to that part of the year where we do our roundup. So one more week, and after that, we'll tell you the best of the best of this year and the best of the best to expect from next year.